Today I wanted to talk about my first time going roller skating as an ice skater. Unfortunately though, I didn't get too many clips of me like actually skating, but what I will do is that I will talk through the experience as well as show off the clips that I do have. I will also talk about some things that I realized about my own skating. Here was the outfit. I just wanted to be comfortable, so I chose some loose pants. We loaded up on food before going to the rink. McDonald's had this cheese sauce I really wanted to try. One thing I did not forget though is an extra pair of socks. I knew that I was going to be using rental skates, and obviously I don't have my own roller skates, and so for hygiene purposes I came prepared. Lacing up, I found the rental roller skates to be like a lot softer compared to rental ice skates, but I figured that kind of makes sense. I have heard as well that roller skates, like roller boots in general, are softer than ice boots. Of course, we were also required to wear protective padding, so I was given wrist, elbow, and knee pads. If I'm not mistaken, like if my memory serves me right, I actually also wore my butt pads that I normally wear to the ice rink. I wore them to the roller rink underneath my very loose pants. It was definitely very interesting standing on roller skates and stepping into the roller rink for the very first time. I noticed that despite the softer boots, I felt a little bit more stable because of the wheel's wider base versus the very thin blade that I am normally on. I also felt that I could go up on my toes a lot further compared to the ice boots. Again, because the roller boots are softer and therefore they allow more movement and flex. My first priority was actually just making sure I stayed up and learned how to move. I like to think I learned fairly quickly. Soon enough, I felt like I could experiment with moving and balancing on one foot. I don't know if there's a different term for them in roller skating, so roller skaters, let me know. But eventually, I learned how to do C-steps on wheels. It doesn't look as smooth here because these were filmed when I was just starting to attempt them. And unfortunately, I didn't get more clips when I did feel more confident, but trust, I was able to do them. 3 important things I should note are: number 1, when I was attempting the C-steps, I realized I was actually relying more on the front part of my skate, so like the front wheels. So on ice, I would also rely more on the front part of my blade, obviously not the toe pick, but just that front half when making the turn. Being on wheels helped me learn to like distribute my weight better. At least for the C-steps, I like to think that I have a good distribution of weight when I do skate, like across my blade. But just for the C-steps specifically, that's something that I noticed. Like I realized the back wheels weren't touching the floor as they should, so that's something that I tried to consciously incorporate when I was attempting them. And now whenever I'm on ice, I also consciously make sure that my weight is evenly distributed on the whole blade, across the whole blade. Number 2, my inner thigh strength is not completely even. I was trying to do like a swizzle, quote-unquote swizzle, and I felt that my right thigh was not as powerful compared to my left when I was like trying to bring my feet in. Because right, for the swizzle, you start here and then you make like this little lemon shape. When I was trying to close the lemon, I could feel like, oh, my right is lagging a little bit. And so I would actually go clockwise because my left thigh is more powerful, so it's directing me towards the right instead of like in a straight line. I hope that makes sense. And number 3, because I was wearing padding and protection, I actually felt a little less afraid to fall compared to like on ice, especially when I'm attempting jumps. I now wonder if I'll also feel less afraid on ice if I start wearing my padding regularly. I normally don't, but let's see. I might get my own roller skates eventually, since after we skated, we actually accompanied one of our friends to look for his own pair of roller skates, and we went around like several branches of the shops, like in 2 different cities, because most of the shops that we visited did not have his size. We finally found a branch that did have his size, and they had this really pretty pair that was like pink and gold, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put a picture up somewhere in here if I don't have one. Although not anytime soon, since I am focusing on figure skating for now, but I would definitely love to go back to the roller rink again. Anyway, that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry it's a little short. If you are a figure skater who is also an artistic roller skater or vice versa, I would love to hear your experiences doing both down below. I see videos of artistic roller skaters on social media and they are just so cool. That's all for now. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.